Hello and welcome to a new iRacing video. This video is going to be slightly different to my other videos. I'm going to run through how I make my iRacing liveries. For this I use Adobe Photoshop, but before we get started, if you like more of this type of video, then hit that like button and consider subscribing down below. So, the first thing to do is to go to the dashboard of iRacing itself and then come over to the right and click on Paint Shop. And you then want to select the car you wish to edit. So for this example we're going to use the new Porsche 911 GT3 car, and then on the right here you can download the template. So we're going to click on that and you can see it opens up a zip file here which you can then access the Photoshop file for the car. So we're going to go ahead and open that. So as you can see, when you open the Photoshop file, it brings up the template for the car that you've downloaded. Now we've got the template open, there's a few things we need to do before we start adding in our logos, changing colours and designing the car the way we want. You want to come over to the right and expand these sections, turn on the wire layer, and you can also change the colour by double clicking the layer, coming to colour overlay and selecting what colour you would like to use. I always go for a grey kind of colour, because then if you have things like blacks and whites, your wire doesn't then get lost in those colours. So grey is a good colour to use. So I'm going to click OK, and we've changed the colour of the wire there. You can also turn on sponsor block layer, which will show you where sort of the main sponsors of the car can go and where they won't be interrupted by anything. You can obviously place sponsors in other places, but these are the main places for sponsors. And you can also turn on number blocks, which will show you where the car has its numbers when you're in the race, so you don't want to be covering those up with any sponsors either. So we're going to turn that off for the time being. And if you scroll down, you can also open car patterns, which will then open up all of the patterns that you can choose if you wish to have a preset pattern. And this is what I use when I'm creating my liveries. I will normally choose a pattern, recolor it, and then put the logos on that I want to put on the car. So to choose a car pattern, I've turned on the entire car patterns layer and turned off each individual pattern, so we can then scroll through and choose a pattern we like. And for this one we're just going to go through and see which one we like, and there's one up here that I know that I might choose, and it's this one here. So I've got the layer selected as well as turned on, so you can see the pattern on the car. So once you've selected the layer you want, and you've got that selected here like this on the right hand side, you're going to come over and choose a colour. So I'm going to choose yellow for this example, and select the fill tool, the paint bucket. And while you've got the car pattern selected there, you can click on each part of the colour and recolor it. So we're going to have yellow on here, and then I think for the parts that are blue on here we're going to go with black. So we're going to click on every blue part of the car and turn that black. And you may have to just select the zoom tool and zoom right in so you can get the little parts of the car here, and just take your time and making sure you've got all of the different parts that you need. And then with the same zoom in tool you can right click and zoom out as well, so you can come back to the full view of the car. And then I think for the green we're going to select white, so make sure you've got the bucket tool selected again, and then on all the green parts, select the white, and we can fill them in and just make sure they're all coloured. Sometimes you do have little bits sort of where the pattern overlays, and that it will have little corners like here sometimes maybe that you need to colour in. So now we've got the colours chosen, we can then get on and add some logos and anything that you like. So to add some logos into your livery, you want to find a PNG image of the logo on Google or anywhere that has a transparent background, so you just get the logo. And I've got some here in a folder, and when you've got the logo saved, all you need to do is go to the location and then drag that file onto the livery, and you'll see it appears here above the pattern so you can see it. If you have put it in and it's below, it will be hidden, so make sure that is above the layer. Then you want to come over and select the move tool at the top on the left here, and then you can move this to where you want it. So you can put it for example on the door here, and now to make it smaller so we can see the whole logo, while you have the logo selected, you're going to press Ctrl and T on the keyboard, and that will bring up this box which you can move, resize and rotate the image. So we're going to make it a little bit smaller obviously so we can see it on the door panel here. So we've got Logitech there, and we're going to tick that, and to mirror it on the other side I do it this way. So I select the logo, Control and C to copy, Control and V to paste, and then if you have the move tool selected again, and if we move it in line with the other logo, you can see those three purple lines, so we know that it is directly in line with the other logo. So if we press the Control and T again to bring up this box, we can then right click and rotate 180 degrees. So we know that it's in line and now it's facing the right way. And we can see here that the G in the Logitech is just above this line here along the door, which is here on the other side. So I think we need to go maybe down a little bit, which you can do with the arrows on your keyboard while you have it selected, which is handy because you can fine-tune it and get it exactly where you need. So we've got that there, and we're going to press the tick, and now that's finalized on the car. So we'll do another logo as well, just to have another example. So we've got a Motul logo here, so it's quite big again. So when you drop it in, it will bring up the box straight away, so you can resize like this. And for this one, I think we're going to put it on the bonnet here. So we're going to right click and rotate 90 degrees clockwise, so it's facing the right way, and then you can position it that way and maybe a little bit further up with the arrows. That looks about centered, and then tick as well. So to save the livery and upload it to your car on iRacing, the way I do it is scroll up here on the right, and this layer, turn off before exporting TGA, needs to be turned off, and the livery will look a bit funny when you do this, but it just fills in everything that it needs for iRacing to make it look how it should look in the game. And then you want to make sure you've saved it, so we'll go ahead and save before we do that. And then you want to file, export, and then I just do quick export as PNG. Trading Paints and Photoshop will say exporting to TGA, but you can use TGA or PNG, so I just use PNG as it has the quick option there. So we'll export it there, and we can put it anywhere. So we'll put it on the desktop as a PNG, and there we go, that's exported. So to upload your livery into Trading Paints, so you can then view it in iRacing, which is how I see if the livery looks good and if I need to make any changes. Come to Trading Paints, make sure you're logged in. If you haven't got an account, make an account. It's great for liveries. As you can see, people make some insane liveries and replicas of real cars, like this one for example for the Porsche. There's so many on there to choose from, and there's so many good livery makers out there. But to upload your livery, you want to go to My Paints, which is at the top of Trading Paints, and then you want to scroll down and find the car that you've made the livery for. So we're going to scroll down, and Porsche 911 GT3R 992 is the one we've done. So we're going to click on that, and it will load in what you're racing at the moment. So this is the livery that I'm racing at the moment. And then you want to come to Paint Options, choose New Paint, and then upload a paint, and then it will let you select a file, and then this is where it says a TJ image or a PNG. So it's good that we've got a PNG, and then we can go to the desktop and we can find the Porsche 992R GT3 there and press open. It will take a few seconds just to upload it, and then when it's done, success, hit got it, and then this is the livery uploaded into Trading Paints. So for this next part, you need to make sure you have Trading Paints downloaded and open, and then you want to open up iRacing, get in a test session with the car that you've just uploaded the livery for, and go out for a drive. And then in the replay settings, go to the chase cam, press F12 and then spacebar, and you can then zoom around the car with the WASD buttons, and just to make sure that your logos are where you need them. If you need to make any changes, you can also press Ctrl and Z, and you can scroll up and down to bring the level of the camera lower so you can see different angles of the car. If there's any changes you need to make, just go back into Photoshop, into that same file, move the logos around, change any colours, and make any changes that you want to or need to, and then just repeat the process of saving it and exporting it and then uploading it into Trading Paints. So hopefully this video was very helpful, and you can now go away and make your own iRacing liveries. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more, including the race videos that I have on my channel, then please hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you next time.